Hey there. How y'all doing today? It's Data on Trail here, coming to you with another one of my gear videos. I've decided to cut my gear videos into different segments so that they are shorter and also so that my poor editing skills don't have too much of an impact, hopefully. So there we have it. This is my water filtration and carrying system and my food prep / kitchen system. And I thought I would go over them because they're kind of a discrete things that I use in the process of consumables and hydration throughout the day. And also I'm pretty well set on this part of my setup. I've used this before on the Appalachian Trail last year and on the Ice Age Trail. So I'll move generally from left to right on your screen. I guess bigger pieces to smaller pieces. I'll start with a CNOC bag to collect water in. This is the 3-liter version. And I carry a 3-liter version because last year I carried a 2-liter version. And late in the summer, when water was scarce, it would have been helpful to be able to collect a little bit more water when I was at places that had water available. And even if I had to carry it unfiltered for a little while till I needed it, that would have been helpful. Also, at the end of the day, when I get to camp, it's really great to be able to collect 3 liters of water, of which I'll use about 1 liter for dinner and a little bit more for breakfast. But then when I start off hiking in the morning, I've got 1.5 liters, maybe 2 liters left over to begin the day's hike with it. So I don't have to stop again in the morning and filter water again for a second time, or make 2 trips to and from the stream that evening, things like that. So a 3-liter CNOC water collection system with a tap at the bottom and a wide opening at the top makes it very easy to collect water. I'll filter that through the Sawyer squeeze filter. It's shown here with a little white cap on the end to protect it when I'm carrying it from getting any contaminated water back up in it. I carry a coupling so that I can attach it directly to any one of the 3 water bottles I'll be carrying. I intend to carry 1 smart water bottle with a sport cap and 1 collapsible CNOC bottle with a sport cap to be filled up when I start off hiking for the day, and then 1 empty and compressed CNOC 1-liter bottle for the days in case I run into some place on trail where water is a little more scarce. This whole setup gives me the capacity of carrying 6 liters of water, which is way more than I hope I'll ever have to carry, but I can carry 3 liters cleaned and 3 liters not cleaned. And for later on in the summer, when the trail gets drier, both up in New England and then again when I flip-flop down south, it may be that I'll need to be able to carry a little bit more water on trail. As a backup to my Sawyer squeeze, I also have chemical treatment. I've never used them, but I think it's good to have them along in case anything happens to the Sawyer squeeze ever, or I lose it or something like that, or it freezes. I also carry the syringe that I'll need to back flush the Sawyer squeeze. I didn't carry that last year, and there was a point on a 1-week-long shakedown hike in Georgia on that section hike when I could have used it. My water filter got very slow because I didn't have a plunger with me to filter it. I carry all of that in the knit bag the Sawyer comes in on the outside of the pack. So that's my water filtration and carrying system. So now on the other side of my setup, this is my food prep system and partly food carrying system. I'll start here from right to left. I have a Big Sky foil lined bag for when I go to reheat dehydrated meals. I tried to make one of these last year, and you can do that. It's a lot cheaper. This wasn't that expensive, but I did not seem to be able to master how to tape shiny foil envelopes together to make them work. So I just gave up and bought one. It's sitting on top of a bag that my Frog Togs rain suit came in, because I use the Frog Tog bags for carrying the 750 milliliter cook pot and my stove and support in during the day. And also the other half of my kitchen, which is my cleanup towel, which is an REI microfiber thing that folds out to about, this is folded up 4 times to get to this size, so it's a rather large towel. It's like a square yard. And then I have a collapsible cup because I really have a ritual of drinking coffee in the morning that I think me up and going in the morning. And I'm at 64. I've been drinking a cup of coffee in the morning since I was like maybe 12. So I don't know that that's a habit I'll ever break, and I kind of like it. So moving to the side, I also have a collapsible dish I'll be carrying this time. That's for eating oatmeal in, especially in the morning. It's a little hard sometimes to dig the oatmeal out of the bottom of any kind of bag I would put it in, so I'm going to rehydrate my oatmeal in the morning and serve it up in that dish. Below that, you'll see my 750 milliliter titanium cook pot, which really I just use to warm up water. Next is my lid for that pot, which I do put on it because it helps to heat the water up faster and use a little bit less fuel. The 2 green rubber bands just hold all of the stuff that goes in the pot in place. So inside the pot, I put the collapsible stand that the small gas canister rests on. Really does help with stability a lot. I know it's maybe kind of a luxury item to some people, but I find it very helpful, especially on uneven picnic tables and ground and things like that. I'll carry a small gas canister, and I use an MSR pocket rocket stove, which I find works very well. The little wind blocks mean that it doesn't get blown out by the wind as much as some of the other models I've had. And I carry a little scrubber in case I need to clean anything up, anything gets stuck on anything. But really, it also serves inside the pot when all the other things are packed into it, not to allow all of that to rattle around. And one last thing I'll set in here now because I forgot to bring it out earlier is my spoon. I used a titanium spoon for a long time, but now I've gone to a wooden spoon that I bought from a hand-carved place in Galena, Illinois. It's made out of cherry. I really didn't care for the way titanium felt sometimes when I would eat with it. It can get very hot if your food is very hot. It leaves a metallic taste in my mouth. I just don't care for it. Whereas the cherry wooden spoon is just as long, and actually in the end the wood weighs less than the titanium wood. So it's a little added bonus for me there. Underneath the cook system, you might note that there's an Ursack. I'll be carrying my food this time in an Ursack. There are a fair number of bears coming through central Virginia, especially where I'll be. And I have tried both a bear canister and a regular bear sack that you hang in a tree. It did seem like on the AT, there aren't a lot of good branches to hang a bear bag off of, and it can take a while to find one, especially if there are a lot of other people in camp using them. So I'm going to use an Ursack this time, and we'll see how that works. Not shown here, the only thing I forgot was all of the food that goes in the bear bag will be in a series of smelly-proof bags. That'll keep the bears, hopefully, from being able to smell the food that's in the bear bag hanging on the tree. I have 3 or 4 of them. I'll probably organize them by days, like day 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then rotate them like that. That makes unpacking and packing the food bag a lot easier at the end of the day in the camp. So I think that's it for everything in my food prep and kitchen part of my system, and in the water hydration and water carrying side of the system. Eventually, I will add all of these onto my lighterpack.com page as I begin to tally stuff up. And as always, happy trails to each of you.